watching a film with friends, missing VHS videotape repeating.
Welcome back, fam and crew, creeps and peeps, to the first sort of real video done here at the new place. This is going to be the new setup, so I hope you get used to it. I've got my microphone, camera on a little stand in front of the new desk, so I can use both my hands. Check it out. So this is part one of, let's say, part 1 of 5 of my childhood tapes. So these are going to be all the VHS that were collected from my childhood into still technically the 2010s, when I was picking up sporadic VHS tapes here and there just for fun, but pre-starting of this channel, of the VHS Inspector or the BAC Archive channel, whichever one you see these videos on. So before I really got into recollecting or collecting hardcore VHS, this is the stuff that came somewhat naturally and wasn't forced. So part 1 of 5, we're just going to burn through these. I just want to kind of document the personal collection versus the add-ons years later. So no particular order, it's just kind of random. But Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives. There's a lot of these I've been going through, ripping the previews and stuff off of. Babysitter's Club, the movie, Friends Forever. That flap's weird. Not particular, sorry. This is a later pickup, Life Force. I think I got this from a half-price bookstore somewhere in the late 2010s, because I didn't know much about this movie until I actually projected it on 35mm, one of my last theater job. So I found this somewhere around the same time, so I picked it up. Originally back in the 90s, this is the copy of Assault on Precinct 13 I first collected. This is the 1995 release, collector's edition, widescreen, from New Line, I think. Yeah, New Line Home Video put that out. That was my first one that I watched. And years later, I just happened to pawn this version of it from 1989, I believe. So that's 2 of those that I have. I would still like to collect the first edition from Media. And this is one of the most important tapes. We saw this on the channel. In fact, it was video 1 of the inspection videos, my 1989 copy of Batman. This is my original one from childhood. So as I go through, my personal collection are all going to end up in plastic protectors like that at some point. I just need to order some. I had about 25. I went through them already. And then we have LA Confidential. I didn't think this was my original one, because I thought my copy was widescreen, but it's not. This one suffered some water damage from the basement flood years ago. But I can tell it's my original one because it's got a video library sticker. So this was purchased used from my old video store in Lenexa. And this is a later pickup as well. Jean Renoir's Grand Illusion. This comes from somewhere in Bury Road in Gladstone. So I wasn't really too hip into these movies in my teenage years, but early 20s I was really into foreign films. Of course, everybody has to have a copy of Grease. This is my original one from when I was a kid. Grease is one of those ones we had taped off TV or taped off somewhere. Grease, Goonies, all those we had taped off, and we've got actual copies, you know. Friday the 13th, part 7, The New Blood. She just passed away, Laura Park Lincoln. It was so crazy, real quick story, is my mom, when I was living at that house, watches a lot of Murder, She Wrote that's ran on TV. And there's an episode of Laura Park Lincoln. I was like, hey, look, Laura Park Lincoln. My mom didn't know who that was. So I told her, oh, she's in Friday the 13th 7. 2 days later, Laura Park Lincoln died. So rest in peace. Then we have MGUA Movie Time Roadhouse. Fantastically bad, amazingly great movie. And then we have The 18th Angel. This is another one bought from Video Library, previously viewed. Then we have Laser Mission, Brandon Lee. This one suffered some damage too over the years. And this one I got from Best Buy, Legacy of Rage. Obviously this was released mid-90s after he passed away and after The Crow was out. It was a movie from the late 80s that he was in. Then we have Twister. I watched this one a lot. Big fan of that movie. Then we have my original copy of John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. Alice Cooper. And then Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs. This is a Universal Collector's Choice Edition. So I think I do have another one of these. as like the original release, but it's bought, VHS collector inspector days. It's funny about this one. It's Dumb and Dumber widescreen. There's a copy of Dumb and Dumber I had was either stolen or somehow taken from a video store, or was copied off one from a video store, and that's the one that I watched over and over. But when I had money and started collecting tapes of my own, when I was a teenager, I bought this one and pretty much never watched it, even though it had like special features and was in widescreen. Although it's 1.85, so it's not much of a difference. Then we have Ed Wood, one of the last Tim Burton movies I ever enjoyed. Would have thought this one was purchased from Video Library. Maybe it was. On this one, we have Quest for the Lost City. This was a pickup probably in the late 2000s, maybe early 2010s, when my friend Jonathan and I were getting back into Mystery Science Theater quite a bit. I was trying to track down original copies, like, MST3K versions, unriffed versions of the movie. So this is actually a movie called The Final Sacrifice that MST3K did in the later years. But there's released in video called Quest for the Lost City. Neither one of those dudes are even in this movie. Those are just actors those are your actual actors back there. Not those guys. But yeah. So Quest for the Lost City. Empire of the Sun was just a random pickup one day. I'm not sure why. I mean, I like Steven Spielberg. I remember watching this movie in school or something like that when I was a kid. And later figured out it's part of the color-coded Warner Brothers. Those. Bought this one off the shelf. We have the 2-tape, but now water-damaged version of Nightmare on Elm Street. Anchor Bay release, Media Video Treasures. Gatefold. Yeah, unfortunately suffered some damage there. I remember asking for this one time at Best Buy with my parents when I was a kid, being really happy to get it, but the Wallace and Gromit box set. I love that. And I think this one was a later pickup too. Sometime in the 2010s, I believe I tracked this down. Creepers. I actually have this on... I thought I had it on beta too. It's weird as I've been going through and moving and opening boxes and going through stuff. I swear I'm missing stuff. There's a couple things that I know I'm missing that I had at one point. But pretty much everything is out of boxes. I know there's some things I'm missing. We have my original copy of The Crow that I bought in 1995 or so, 94, 95, when it first came out. This is the one that came with like a limited edition trading card on the inside, which I still want to recollect one of those sealed. We have the widescreen edition Halloween 2 from Good Times, not Anchor Bay. Probably one of my most hated covers. I hate this cover. I'm sorry. There is a DVD gatefold of it as well, but I hate that cover. It's disgusting. And going along with Creepers, we have a widescreen presentation Dario Argento collection of Phenomena, the same movie. Anchor Bay. I just kind of stumbled upon that movie one time. I don't know why. I'll tell that story another time. Just stumbled upon it. And here we have the extended edition widescreen presentation of Halloween, back during my Halloween phase when I was buying every single edition. So this is the full frame lenticular cover. And you got the widescreen lenticular cover. And you got Halloween Resurrection. This one I believe is actually still sealed. Yep, still sealed. We have Crow City of Angels widescreen. I had, at one point in time, I had the Crow widescreen as well, but I think I gave it to an ex-girlfriend. And I think I would also still like, so I'd like to recollect that, to have both, and I still want to collect the non-widescreen of this. But I actually have a screener copy of the Crow, too, that I got recently. Then we have the 2-tape set of Magnolia I've seen on the channel before. This is not the screener copy. That's what I'm saying, like, I have a screener copy of Magnolia that's a 2-tape set, so that's not my original one. But I have a 2-tape set of Magnolia. It's gonna bug me. So it seems like there's like a box still missing somewhere. We have 2 different versions of Halloween 3. One's MCA Universal, one's a Good Times. And Halloween H2O demo tape. Halloween, one of the late 80s, or I think 1990, 1989, Heron Communication with Media, Black Label. This one was bought from Video Library used, signed by Paul Rudd, Halloween 6. And this is not my original. Oh, it's over here. This is my original one that I got for Christmas, 1996. And this is one I got recently. But this one's, when I watched this, was still sealed, actually. So I'll put those together. So one doesn't technically count as being my childhood one. My third copy of Halloween, though, was this one here. This media release. I bought this used from a different video store. I thought it was cool. But it's missing the bottom flap, because this is one that had flaps on all sides. Then we have Daddy's first version of Suspiria that I just happened to buy one day from Best Buy, and wonderfully enough, this is actually widescreen, so that's perfect. We have Halloween H2O. We have 2 more copies of Halloween. Now, they don't look different, but if you open them up and look at them, the tapes are different. One actually has like a white label with information on it, and one has like, it's just plastic with white information printed on it. So we'll look at those another time. And rounding this one out, we have Halloween 2, the 2001 Universal release. Halloween 4, this is the Anchor Bay release in the the late 90s. And then Halloween 5, late 90s. See, same thing with these two. Halloween 4 and 5 were also released in the 80s from CBS Fox Video. I know I have original copies of those somewhere, but for whatever reason, they're not with my stack of personal collection stuff. Maybe they got mixed in with the others when I was doing haul videos. I'm not quite sure. But somehow I know there's just random videos and things I'm missing here and there. But that was part 1. Will be 4 more parts. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think of those, and I'll see you in the next one.